Welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. Today is another system showcase. We have the Vesta APU HTPC. So while some people, and you've seen these on Tech Tips before, while some people may be content with something small like this for an HTPC media center computer, some people need a little bit more expansion and a little bit more oomph or horsepower, and that's where something like a full-size desktop comes into play for the media center. Let's start with a look at the exterior of the machine. We went with a Silverstone chassis. This is a micro ATX case. However, it does have a ton of expansion and a ton of cooling. So as per your expectation, my expectation with Silverstone, the front bezel is absolutely beautiful. You've got a brushed aluminum finish. You've got metallic sort of outlined buttons that look really sleek. Front USB 2, front headphones, as well as front microphone. Now, while you would rarely plug headphones into the front of a media PC case, you might from time to time plug in like a line out or whatever else you need to output audio to something else. Now, when you turn it onto its sides, on the one side, you find ventilation space with a 120 millimeter cooling fan. When you go to the other side, you find two more 120 millimeter cooling fans. So what that means is because you've got so much fan surface area drawing air into the case, it means you have positive pressure inside the case, which is better for reducing dust buildup. And it also means that you can spin them at a much lower RPM and maintain adequate cooling without dramatically increasing the noise of the machine. Now at the back there are spots for two more 80 millimeter fans. However, those spots are not populated in this configuration because due to using all three other fans as intakes, they are just passively exhausting air anyway. So it's not like dust is going to get sucked in by accident. At the back, in terms of I/O, you find fairly standard fare. So two USB 3.0 ports, a PS2 keyboard mouse combo port, HDMI, DVI, and VGA out. So you have all the options that you need for a media PC. You've also got optical audio out. That can be very useful if you have a receiver that uses optical audio. You've got four USB 2.0 ports, gigabit LAN, and 7.1 analog audio out. Now, the system doesn't have a dedicated graphics card by default, but it is fully capable of one. More on that once we open it up and have a look at the inside. Once we get inside, we find a fairly compact little system in here. We have a micro ATX board, so this is an ASUS F1A55M motherboard supporting Crossfire X, should you so desire. However, I think you're probably going to limit yourself to one graphics card in a system like this, which will leave you with an additional PCI slot and an additional PCIe 8X slot for expansion. Now that 8X slot can accept anything PCIe 1, 2, 3, well, there's no PCIe 3, but PCI 1, 2, 4, 8. Or even 16 with reduced bandwidth. So you can put in pretty much whatever you want in terms of expansion. We've got a 3650 APU. Remember that an APU runs dedicated DirectX 11 graphics right off of the CPU itself. So AMD has combined the quad-core CPU with the GPU and put it onto one chip that runs right off your motherboard. Now this is a DVD drive in this system. However, like I said, the system is all about expansion. You can throw in a Blu-ray drive. You could even throw in a dedicated graphics card, such as a Radeon 7770, anything that takes only one PCIe 6-pin power connector without any additional changes to the system. We've even left a PCIe 6-pin power connector right here as a courtesy connector that you can easily plug in just by disconnecting it from the other ones that it is bundled with. It uses a 1 terabyte blue class hard drive from WD, so that is quiet and performance, but not as quiet as a green and not as high performance as a black, so it's more of a balanced approach drive. For the boot drive, I always do recommend an SSD. If you are going to make any upgrades to the system, throw in an SSD as the boot drive and then use your hard drive for raw storage. In terms of the other specs, there's not a whole lot to really speak of, so it comes down to having the performance that you need now with the ability to add more later. Oh, right, I should probably have added that there's also 8 gigs of AMD Entertainment Edition memory. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you guys a good angle of that, but we'll try and get it on the close-up. So AMD has their own memory, actually manufactured by Patriot and backed by Patriot, so it comes with a full lifetime warranty. And I think that pretty much covers it for the internals of this little machine. So in conclusion, if you're looking for something that performs well enough today but has ample room to grow in the future, then this is probably the machine for you if you're looking for something for a media center PC. Now remember guys, a media center PC is most useful for streaming media over your network, for playing games on your big screen TV, should you so desire. You can even get things like wireless Xbox 360 controllers, which happen to be completely seamlessly compatible with many games out there. You just have to get the wireless receiver, and you can hook up to 4 controllers up to it at a time. So it's not just movies, it's games as well, and even little convenient things like the family's over and you want to quickly look up something on YouTube. You know what, those little media players and stuff aren't always ideal. Yeah, some of them have browsers, but there's no substitute for the horsepower of a true desktop PC. So thank you for checking out this episode of NCIX Tech Tips and our system showcase today. Don't forget to subscribe for more system showcases, how-tos, tutorials, reviews, and all kinds of great videos from NCIX.com.